Hello, I'm your host Charmaine, and welcome to Beautiful Gems. Let's keep going through the Saboteur's playbook. We've been able to gather so much information because they've been doing the same things for so long that there's a pattern. If you're aware of the Saboteur's patterns, you can circumvent, interrupt, or stop them from causing you harm. Otherwise, you will fall victim like many minors have before because they aren't able to identify the saboteurs until it's too late. Why? Some refuse to see them for who they are. They are caught up in the illusion that the saboteurs have carefully created. When you can see them clearly, you will stop trying to reason with a mind that is unreasonable. Stop trying to understand, sympathize, and empathize with a heart that's sick. Stop trying to connect with souls who aren't whole. Stop comparing your skin. Know that you are different and seek self-validation instead. To sum it up, stop trying to reason with someone who's sick. You have adopted a way of life, a way of being foundational to colonization for generations at a time. They have succumbed to a sickness that's divisive, hateful, not capable of higher forms of love or spirituality. In that state, they will continue to have unnatural desires and thoughts. On the other hand, there are those in their circle who never subscribed to this, maybe even for generations. However, they did not hold enough power at that time. Today, some do hold enough power, and they will be allies on the mining site. You may need their help at some point, and vice versa. But when it comes to saboteurs, you have a reason to feel unsafe, concerned, fearful, unloved, taken advantage of, anger, hatred, rage, sadness, and depression. They have disrespected, abused, and used your fellow miners on the site, and we both know that's wrong. The best thing you can do is stop trying to figure out how to work with a madman. That is what will drive you crazy. They don't want you to see because they are fearful of true exposure, to be seen in the light of their truly feeble state. So they hide in the shadows, puppeteers, trying to control your mind because this is their playground. Like the wizard in Oz behind the curtain, that comes naturally to them, to spin illusions, pretending to give you what you already have. Through the mind, they gain access to your heart, body, and spirit, ultimately your soul. The mind is the gateway, and sometimes they will use things like media, marketing, academic structures, and books to promote false narratives. These are some of their traps on the mining site. Who will you decide to believe? Will you decide to believe yourself or them? Illusion or truth on the mining site? If you choose them, you will stay in a state of mental confusion, building false trust while providing them access to your body with food, water, air, and the health system, your heart, through traumatic experiences, disassociation, emotional wounding, loss of a conscience, your values and morals, determining right and wrong, and your spirit with religion, spiritual systems, spiritual texts, creating false spiritual leaders, causing spiritual wounding to the flock, diminishing their relationship with God. And some minors wonder why they are depressed, anxious, angry, or sad. It's not them that's wrong. It's the saboteur. The minor's reaction is healthy. It's their soul trying to heal the infection of colonization, wounding them consistently. The saboteur's ultimate pride and joy is when a minor learns how to self-inflict these wounds and self-harm, teaching you what they've learned to do, which is not love themselves. They look to bring you down with all their might to their level of feebleness. This is where they can start to paint yet another illusion of superiority to make themselves feel better, the ultimate narcissist. And when you buy into their lies and illusions, it's sublime because they no longer have to work at sabotaging your healing journey into the mind to find your gems. The goal here is to have you respect their mentality in supporting their superiority, whether consciously or subconsciously. Mental domination is a tool of colonization. If you are mentally inferior, you should be told what to do because you don't know how to think for yourself. This breeds inferiority, competition, insecurity, low self-worth, confusion, anger, and sadness. Basically, someone who can be easily controlled. This illusion is used to make you believe that they know better than you. You cannot trust the internal guidance system of your heart, your spirit, or your body. You have to strengthen and sharpen your mind according to someone else's guidelines. Here's some of the illusion they like to spin for you. The heart is weak, the spirit is not real, and your body does what you tell it. My fellow miner, you can trust yourself, and that includes your heart. Always check to make sure that you have on all of your mining gear. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to episodes 5 through 10. Or better yet, listen to the whole first season so that you can brush up on all things needed to avoid the traps of the saboteur. Now, once you put on that gear, I want you to say something to yourself. I can trust me. Now, how does that feel? Do you believe it? Controlling our emotions and not having the ability to fully express them turns the energy in towards you. Emotion is meant to energetically fuel change. When it is repressed instead of expressed, it causes dis-ease. Energy that was meant to change external circumstances now wreaks havoc internally. The saboteur loves this. Why? Because you are kept in a docile, sick state while they are never held responsible externally in the real world, in the 3D or the physical world. It allows their bad behavior to exist without consequence or change. You voluntarily receive their consequences instead. This is the lies and conditioning they feed your mind to keep you stuck in a loop to receive their karma. They don't want you to feel intensely because there will be consequences for them. They don't want their karma. They want you to hold that and give them your dharma. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I pray that you build your relationship with God, love yourself unconditionally, and put in the work to mine, refine, and shine those gems.